Ludlam. Senator Ludlam.
Thanks, Mr President. I ask that General Business Notice of Motion number 517, standing in my name for today, which relates to an order for the production of documents concerning a PriceWaterhousCoopers financial study into the cost of the government's data retention policy, be taken as a formal motion.
Is there any objection to this motion being taken as formal? There being none, I call Senator Ludlam.
Thanks, President. Before I move that, I seek leave to make a brief statement.
Is leave granted? Leave is granted for 1 minute, Senator Ludlam.
Thanks, President. I thank senators for the opportunity. For those who aren't aware of what this relates to, Senator Brandis recently introduced, or actually Mr Malcolm Turnbull recently introduced, a bill for a mandatory data retention proposal which would force telecommunications providers, many of them very unwillingly, I should say, to warehouse huge volumes of private data effectively belonging to all of us, from young children to High Court judges to diplomats to ordinary Australians right across the country, every man, woman and child, every device in the country, and of course that's going to be extremely costly. It amounts to little more than a surveillance tax, one that was not announced before the election. Industry presumably will pass on some of these costs to users, and the rest will be picked up by taxpayers. The PwC report has been commissioned to find out how much it will cost. I think it's imperative that the government puts that report into the public domain so that we know what the cost will be.
Thank you, Senator Ludlam. Do you wish to move your motion, Senator Ludlam? Senator Fifield.
I seek leave to make a short statement, Mr President.
Is leave granted? Leave is granted for 1 minute, Senator Fifield.
Thanks, Mr President. The government won't be supporting this motion. The consultancy report was created for the purpose of informing Cabinet. It contains commercially confidential and potentially market-sensitive information provided by key participants in the telecommunications industry. The government undertook to engage with industry in good faith and on the understanding that the information they would provide the government via PriceWaterhousCoopers would be kept confidential. To disclose their confidential information in this way would be a flagrant breach of that understanding. Senators will understand that when stakeholders on that basis provide information to the government, it would be unethical for the government to violate their confidence. The government has been transparent and open about policy and legislative matters on this issue and is committed to ongoing engagement with all stakeholders.
Thank you, Senator Fifield. Senator Ludlam, would you now like to move your motion?
Thank you. I move the motion standing in my name.
The question is that motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. Division required. Ring the bells for 1 minute. Lock the doors. The question is, notice of motion number 517, standing in the name of Senator Ludlam, be agreed to. The ayes will pass to the right of the chair, the noes to the left of the chair. I appoint Senator Urquhart teller for the ayes and Senator Bushby teller for the noes. Order there being 38 ayes and 28 noes, the matter is resolved in the affirmative.